Good morning everybody and welcome to week 2 of home learning. I hope you all had a lovely weekend and are ready for our second week. You impressed us so much with how hard you were working last week and I have no doubt that you will do exactly the same this week. So to start with, for our English lesson today, we're going to practice some of our key words, and I have chosen a selection of some of the year 2 tricky words. And on the screen I have got one word that is spelt correctly and the other is spelt incorrectly. So our first word is beautiful. Which is the correct spelling for beautiful? Can you point to it on the screen? You're right. The correct spelling for beautiful is this spelling here, and unfortunately with our tricky words, these are just words that we need to know and be able to recognize and be able to spell. So this is the correct spelling for beautiful. Our second one is move. Which is the correct spelling for move? This is the correct spelling for move. So although it sounds like it has got that oo sound, move, it's because it's one of our tricky words. It doesn't follow our phonetic pattern. It is this tricky spelling here. Because sometimes these words like to be really sneaky and confuse us because they sound like it should be spelt this way, but it's actually spelt this way because the English language just likes to be super difficult for us sometimes. Okay, next spelling, prove. I would like you to prove your answer is correct. Prove. And you point to which one is the correct spelling. It's this one, prove. Okay, next one, if we know how to spell prove, this time I'm looking for the correct spelling of improve. How could you improve your work today? Improve. Can you point to it? It's this spelling here, improve. Well done. Okay, the next one is sure. Are you sure that's what you would like to do? Sure. Remember I said sometimes they sound how they should be spelt phonetically, but it's not. Sure. So this is the correct spelling of sure. Are you sure that's what you would like to do? Okay, so hopefully with our spelling activity for today, I'm quickly going to run through it before we move on to our writing. But you would have noticed that from our spellings that we've uploaded on the website this week, we're looking at the soft C sound this week. So I'm going to read through our spellings and I want to see what you can notice. Circle, city, voice, dance, face, ice, pencil, space. So in all of these spellings, I can see it starts with the letter, or it has the letter K in it. But when we're saying these words, it actually sounds like the S sound. So the soft C is when it sounds like a S, but it's actually a K, a curly K in these spellings. So circle, city, voice. It sounds like it's a S, but we can actually see the letter C in each of these words. So that is our spelling rule for this week. So I have uploaded this activity on the website for you to have a go at. You need to match the word to the picture. So you can either pause the video and do that now, or if you've printed it off and you'd like to have another go later, that's fine. But we're going to move on to our writing side of things for today. So today we're going to be looking at past tense verbs, and we have looked at this before in writing. We looked at it in term 1 when we first started in year 2. So I'd like you to pause the video and see if you can get that brain working. Can you remember what a past tense verb is? Off you go. Hopefully you've had a little think and recapped what a past tense verb is. So we know that a past tense verb refers to an action, because a verb is our doing word. It refers to an action that has taken place in the past, which is why we call it a past tense verb. and that we know that the past tense is something that's already happened. So it's happened in the past, something that's happened already. So we're going to be looking at past tense verbs again today. So your first job is on the screen. I have got 3 different groups. I've got present tense, so they're verbs which mean that they are happening right now. So for example, I would say I am sitting on a chair. So the present tense verb for what I'm doing is I am sitting. You're probably sitting somewhere too. Then the past tense is referring to those verbs that have happened in the past. They've already happened. And then our last one is for incorrect words. So sometimes we might say, for example, I maked a cake. And we've talked a lot about how the word maked isn't a real word. So that is an example for what would go in the incorrect column. So I'd like you to pause the video, have a look at the words at the bottom and see if you can sort them into the correct column. Right then, let's have a look together. So the first one I'm going to choose is looked. You might say the girl looked outside. So she'd already done it, she'd already looked, so it's in the past tense. Flied. Yesterday they flied to school. Is flied a real word? No, flied isn't a real word. Singing. The girl is singing. The girl is singing. That means it's in the present tense. It's what she's doing right now. Yesterday I ate a slice of cake. There's a word at the start of my sentence that would have given you a clue. Yesterday I ate a slice of cake. It's in the past tense. It's already happened. The girl is smiling. The girl is smiling. It's in the present tense because it's happening right now. The girl is jumping. Again, something that's happening right now, and I can see a pattern here. I wonder if you can spot it too. I jumped on the spot. Have a look at the spelling for this one. Is this how we would spell jumped? No, because we know that usually, not all the time, but usually past tense verbs end with ed, so this is spelt incorrectly. Yesterday I drawed a picture. Yesterday I drawed a picture. What do we think? Well, yesterday I drew a picture. So drew is the correct past tense verb, so drawed isn't a word. Yesterday I wondered what I would be doing at school. I wondered. Would go into the past tense verb. Yesterday I goed to school. Is goed a real word? No, it's not a real word. The plane flew across my house. Flew. So flew is also in the past tense verb. So remember we said they don't always have to end in ed. So these two are examples of ones that don't end with ed. And the boy laughed at my joke. He laughed is in the past tense. So hopefully you had a go at sorting them into the correct column too. So next, we're going to have a look at these 2 sentences and think about how we can correct them because there is something wrong with both of these sentences. So let's start with the first one. Rebecca drawed some pictures with her special red crayon. She picked up her red crayon. Pause the video and see if you can spot the 2 mistakes and can you correct them. Let's have a look at the first sentence together. Rebecca drawed some pictures with her special red crayon. There's one word in there that I know is incorrect. It's not a real word. Hopefully you've picked up the same. It's drawed. What's the past tense verb for draw? Yesterday I drew a picture. Yesterday I drew some pictures with my crayon. Or Rebecca drew some pictures with her special red crayon. Let's move on to the next sentence. She picked up her red crayon. Is this the correct spelling for picked? No, so let's cross that one out. How would we spell picked? She picked up her special red crayon. Let's sound it out together. P-I-C-K-D. Picked. As we know that usually past tense verbs end with ed, but not always. Picked. Let's have a look at these sentences this time. Rebecca is stepping through the door. She walked towards the ancient buildings. She feeled the blazing sun on her face. Pause the video again and find the mistakes in each sentence. Hopefully you have unpaused the video because you're ready to come back and go through the answers. Let's have a look at the first question. Rebecca is stepping through the door. If we want it to be in the past tense, we know that we wouldn't say stepping, we would say stepped. Rebecca stepped through the door. So we'd actually want to cross this part out. Rebecca stepped through the door. Next sentence. She walked towards the ancient buildings. She walked, does that make sense? No, it doesn't. So we'd want to change it to walked. She walked towards the ancient buildings. And the last sentence, she feeled the blazing sun on her face. She feeled. Something doesn't sound right there to me. How would we change feeled into the past tense? Can you have a guess? She felt. She felt the blazing sun on her face. Okay. Next then, I have got two sentences here and they both use the past tense verb jumped, but we need to decide which sentence is better and why. I jumped on the trampoline is my first sentence. Yesterday I was feeling very energetic and I jumped really high on my bouncy trampoline. Pause the video and see if you can explain which sentence is better and why. So hopefully you have all said that you prefer this second sentence. And the reason I prefer this second sentence is because it used lots of exciting adjectives to make it more interesting. So yesterday I was feeling very energetic and I jumped really high on my bouncy trampoline. So they have used some adjectives in there to give my sentence more information and explain exactly how high he was jumping. He described the trampoline as bouncy. So he's made that sentence more interesting by using some adjectives. So your activity today, you have a few different things. So the first activity is you're going to be sorting these words. So we have got 12 different words for you to sort into a table. Now you can either draw the table yourself or you can print it from the website. So this is the table here, present, past and incorrect, just like we had on the flip chart. You need to sort these 12 words into the correct group on the table. Then your second job is you've got some sentences here. You need to rewrite them onto a piece of paper or in an exercise book using the correct past tense verb. So like we did before, read the sentence, find the word that's incorrect and then use the correct past tense verb. And then your challenge is to write your own exciting sentences using these past tense verbs. So there are some more past tense verbs. You can come up with your own sentence. It doesn't have to be about the story, but you could try and link it to the story if you can. So they are your activities for today. Happy writing!